and this is something with our clients we talk about when you're at retirement. You have to remember that regardless of what's happening in the job market, or regardless of who's in the White House or the Congress, you've got another 20 or 30 years that we have to build a plan for. So, you got to take all the things you see on the news with a grain of salt, and let's develop a good strategy that's data-driven. We all can have our biases and opinions on what's going on in the market, but at the end of the day, you need a plan that you can have a high degree of confidence on to carry you to your death, to your golden years, and then to St. Peter's Gate.
Food for thought. Food for thought. All right, so what are we looking at the week to come? We got a few stocks that we're looking at. Oracle obviously has earnings today. Adobe is going to announce on Wednesday. We've got retail stocks like Dick's, Ulta, and Dollar General. They often provide some insight into consumer resilience there in those sectors. And then we've got the software and AI infrastructure that we talked about with Palantir, Cloudflare, and SentinelOne. And then Boeing. We'll see kind of what happens there. But
is there a sound that's like wonk wonk wonk? Should be. Yeah, we should play that with Boeing.
Foghorn or something.
Sad what's happened to that company.
So this week also is packed with economic events. We'll just run through these quickly. JOLTS report is Tuesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we've got the big CPI print. Crucial read for inflation. Oracle reports on Wednesday as well. Thursday, we've got the PPI, the producer price index, and the initial jobless claims. And then Friday, we've got obviously Adobe announcing their earnings, and then a University of Chicago sentiment on the March reading. It's an early March reading. So if we look at Wednesday, the Federal Reserve. Now, the decision for lowering or pausing on rates, again, is not going to come until next week, but they are going to have some information there to make, I guess, that decision easier. So if we look at the CPI print, you already talked about it kind of. What do you expect it to come back?
I think it's going to come back a little softer.
A little softer.
Yeah, I think we had some seasonal abnormalities that took place last month. I think it's going to come softer primarily because of oil at the end of the day. And then also interest rates are biting people. It's affecting, we saw that in inflation adjusted wages up, spending down.
Right. Yeah.
That's peculiar. That's not something you generally see often. So I think it's going to come in at worst as expected. At worst, it's probably going to come in either as expected or it's going to come in less